with you about my upcoming Reiki certification course. This is the first course like this that I've ever taught, so I'm super excited. I have taught a pendulum workshop before, which will sort of be merged into this Reiki course, I think. And I've also taught middle school math for 7 years, and then I teach online college math. So I've been teaching for a long time, but I'm like beyond excited to pivot that teaching to include Reiki. But so before we start, if you have a glass of water, I figured I'll send healing, Reiki energy, love, all that good stuff to your water first, in case you don't want to do the Reiki course, so you can just kind of get the water healing and then pop off. Reasons why we would send Reiki to water is with the intent, well, really whatever intention you want. But my intention will be to put love, healing, high vibrational energy, Reiki, into your water, so that when you drink it, you receive those energies, which is pretty neat. That's definitely something you will be learning, by the way, in the course. Hey, Hannah. So feel free, while I get ready to send water healing to your water, feel free to let me know, whether you're watching live or on the replay, what is your experience? What's your experience with Reiki? Have you gone and had a Reiki treatment somewhere? Have you done one of my meditations? Are you certified already? Do you have a friend who's certified? Whatever it is, I'd love to know your experience. It's kind of funny because when I signed up for my Reiki course, so when I took Reiki 1 and 2, also online, I knew it's something I wanted to do, but I knew nothing about Reiki. I was just like, that's something I know I'm supposed to do. And it was just funny when I was like, I've never gone for a Reiki treatment. I had never done anything with Reiki. So if you have like zero experience, you're not alone. That's totally how I was when I first started. And if you have a lot of experience, that's still really cool too. So feel free to write that in the chat if you want. And I am just going to start getting my Reiki to flow. And then I will send it to your water. If you have something that's not water in front of you, that will work too. I'll set the intention that whatever you want me to be sending the Reiki to, that's where I'll be going. But for the most part, I'm going to be thinking about water while I do it. So why don't you guys take some deep breaths with me. We'll go in through our nose, out through our mouth. Really getting grounded in this moment. So I'm calling on 3 symbols of Reiki, which are all 3 of the symbols that you would learn in Reiki 1 and 2, to amplify the intentions that I'm setting into your water, for a healing, and also to bridge time and space. So even though you are not here with me, and you may be listening to this an hour later, 5 years later, it'll still work. It's magical. So feel free to hold your water while I'm doing this. Maybe send it some loving thoughts, kind of set your intention. You also, even if you're not trained in Reiki, you can still send healing energy to your water. You can ask your higher self to bless your water, to bless it with health, bless it with love, bless it with peace, whatever you want to call in. Even without Reiki, you can still do that. It's just a different energy when you channel Reiki in. Just asking that when you drink it, the Reiki healing energies are flowing throughout all of your body and going exactly where it needs to go. Whether you need a peace of mind, peace of body, peace of spirit, or something else. And I was saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it can be that simple. Okay, so the Reiki course. you're going to have to bear with me a little bit over these next few weeks, because I am really allowing my spirit guides, or spirit, the universe, my Reiki guides, however you want to say it, I'm really allowing them, or that energy, to sort of drive the show a little bit and not use my human thinking mind so much. So I might not have all the details mapped out, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do and what I'm seeing for this course. I'm going to start with what it is not. So typically a lot of people, Elizabeth, we just did the healing to the water. So when this is over, if you want to watch the replay, I sent Reiki to your water. What this is not, a lot of Reiki courses 1 and 2, and this is not saying this is the wrong way, I'm just going to teach it a different way. So a lot of times if you go for a Reiki 1 and 2 course, it will be over a weekend, and it'll be it'll be all the information, but at a really fast pace. So right now there's probably not a lot of in-person things like that, but they still hold them online. So it would be like a Saturday, Sunday, and you would receive your attunement, which I'll talk about, and then it would be, okay, you're off on your way. If that is how you want to learn, like quick, 2 days, get your certification and start, like, be done, that is not what this course is going to be. If that is what you want to do, feel free to reach out to me, and I can try to kind of send you somewhere where you could find that experience. I will not be offended at all if I tell you what this course is going to be like and you're like, that is not what I want to do. I want to make sure the people who sign up you know what you're in for. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the history of Reiki or what Reiki is. That I feel like we can just find in any book or article online. I think it's going to be a lot more of practicing, teaching you like how you can practically use it in your life. It is going to be, I think, 8 weeks long. I'm just going to say it's going to be 8 weeks long, because I've been rolling with that for a while. It's going to be at least 8 weeks long. There might be like a few extra videos I put in, but I'm going to say 8 weeks, so it would be probably an hour every Saturday. And depending where people are time zone wise will depend on when what time it will be. I'd like to make it so the most amount of people could catch on live. However, everything will work if you catch it on the replay. I've taken lots of courses where I'm live every time, and it's really nice to make that space and do it like that. But then I've also taken courses where I watch every replay, and it's still fine. The only thing you do have to be live for is the attunement. So the difference with Reiki versus just using our own energy healing, so we're all connected, I believe. I believe we're all connected. We can all do energy healing. You don't need a Reiki master or something to say, okay, you can now do energy healing. However, if you want to send Reiki energy, what happens is you get an attunement. So a Reiki master, so like I'll take my example. So my Reiki teacher, so I did Reiki 1 and 2, which is what I'll be teaching. And then I did my Reiki Master Program. If you do the Master Program, then you can teach Reiki 1 and 2, or the Master Program. And so my Reiki teacher did an attunement to me, which is basically, they are just sending you the symbols of Reiki. And I don't know how it works, but it does. And you can then channel those symbols, which are used for different things, like amplifying things, or the opposite of amplifying things, healing things, or crossing time and space. So for Reiki, you do need to have, I know I've seen books that are on Reiki, but I don't know how they do the attunement. But anyway, that would be the only thing you have to be live for. And if for some reason you couldn't make like the live attunement that I would do over Zoom, I would set that up for you at a different time to make sure we could do that live. But besides that, anything can be on replay. Okay, so it will be the 8 weeks, and it's going to, so what it starts with Reiki 1 is how to send Reiki to yourself. So we'll start learning by how to send Reiki to yourself, start learning what the symbols are, like different ways of sending Reiki to yourself. And then Reiki 2 is learning how to send Reiki to others. So we would talk about how to send Reiki to people right in front of you, like if you had a family member right in front of you. Then we would talk about how to send Reiki to someone not with you. So if you wanted to send Reiki, say, to your mom, and she was, not at your house, how to do that. How to send Reiki to your kids, your pets, whether they're with you or not at the time. We'll talk about cool things like infusing objects with Reiki. I talked to Hannah about this earlier. You could, like, say your kid really wasn't sleeping. I have 2 kids that really don't sleep well. I do think Reiki helps. It doesn't solve all the issues, but it definitely helps a little bit. But I can send Reiki to their bed with the intention that they're like more calm and peaceful. I've heard people when they send Reiki to like their little kids, like teddy bear or something, that helps them sleep better, or it helps them calm down faster. So like cute little things like that, or your water. If you have medications, we'll learn how to send Reiki to your medications to sort of amplify the good stuff and forgetting the word, the opposite of amplify. I'm going to say de-amplify. Kind of decrease the negative side effects, so you can learn how to do that. Crystals are super fun to put Reiki into. We do that a lot. I'm sure I did write a list. I want to make sure I didn't forget something. Oh, energy cords. So that's Reiki 1 and 2. Then I want to take it a lot further than that. So I'm calling it Reiki 1 and 2. I'll think of a fancier title at some point, because it's going to be like Reiki 1 and 2 plus a whole lot of other awesome stuff that I've learned in the past, year or 2 or something. It feels like 5 years. It's probably been 1 year if I actually look at the date. But energy cords. So we're going to do a lot of work with energy cords. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the idea that you are connected to anything that you've ever had any sort of relationship with. So we'll learn how to, some of those we want dissolved. We don't want them attached to us because it can be draining to our energy. So if it's someone or something we no longer want in our life, that's no longer serving us, we'll learn how to, with Reiki and also with a pendulum, learn how to dissolve that cord to kind of give space between you and that relationship so it's not affecting you as much anymore. Also, how to send Reiki to your energy cords. So, for example, like me and my husband, I can feel, it's like somewhere in my stomach, like I can tell when like either something's going on with him or something's going on with our relationship. I can feel it, and I know my energy cord is like kind of where it's connected. And even if you don't know, you can kind of just with the intention guess, and it'll still work. But I can send healing through my energy cord to him. So you can send healing to your relationship through your cord, or directly to that person. It's just kind of another neat way of working with things. So we'll work with energy cords. We're going to do a lot of work with pendulums. So for this course, I'm not going to say you need a pendulum, because you could use like a necklace with a heavy weight, but I would say you're probably going to want a pendulum. And we're going to do a lot of things, especially with Reiki. So I love doing, this isn't really something I was taught, but it's just something if you saw any of my older videos, I haven't done in a little while. But I like to hold a pendulum in this hand and send Reiki with this hand. And with this hand, I'm holding a pendulum, and I'm clearing things. So you can clear all types of things. I like to clear things around relationships. I like to send clearing to any physical symptoms that don't feel good that are coming up. Anything with past lives, you can send clearing with your pendulum, and sending the Reiki at the same time. I really like the combination of the two, because you're doing kind of the energetic work, but then you're also sending that healing love with your other hand. So I've done a lot of work with that, which feels really good. We'll also do, I'm like saying, so I'm like, we better be able to fit this in 8 weeks. Chakra clearing. So with the pendulum, we'll learn how to clear all of your chakras and then, what's the word? Energize or activate all of your chakras. And you can do that with crystals if you want. So I'll teach you how to do that with crystals. Also without crystals. You could do it over an actual person, over their body, or you could have something set up in front of you to represent someone's body or your own body. We'll do that. I will also show you how to do that with a crystal wand or any type of wand. And if you're like, I don't have a crystal wand or I don't want a crystal wand, you can use your finger. So I'll show you basically how to do it with a pendulum, with the wand, but then you can always just use your finger. That's one thing I really like about Reiki, is it makes me feel like I need less tools. Like, it's fun to work with tools. I like to work with crystals. I like to work with pendulums. I like to work with crystal wands. I like to work with incense and sage and blah, blah, blah. However, sometimes you're not with any of that stuff. And the nice thing is, with Reiki, it's always with you. You don't need anything else. It's fun to have other things. But like with Reiki, you can clear things like tarot cards or crystals or water. So you don't even need the other tools. It's just, I think it just amplifies everything with the other tools. It is Usui. I don't even know how to say it. This is Usui Reiki. Usui Reiki is the type of like lineage that I've been taught through. So that would be what you would be taught through. When I was looking at courses, I was just really drawn to the girl that was teaching it, my teacher. So I wasn't really worried about what kind of lineage of Reiki it was. But that is what it is if you want to look it up. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is, I wanted to show you, so I picked tarot cards and oracle cards yesterday. Oh, and I'll talk about price in 1 second. You guys are probably like, I don't care, just tell me how much it is. Yeah, so I wanted to do cards to just give me a little bit like, does this make sense what I'm thinking about for the Reiki course? Like, can I have some guidance on the Reiki course? That kind of thing. So these are my 3 tarot cards that I got. By the way, I love this deck. I think it's the Modern Witch Tarot deck or something. It's really awesome. But anyway, so after some asking my pendulum yes or no questions, because I did not know what this was trying to tell me, I realized, so this one was representing me. How beautiful. I was a little worried, so I was capping it at 10, because I was like, it's a lot of space for me to hold for 10 people learning. I'm teaching a new class. I was thinking, you know, how many people do I feel comfortable holding space for? And for the way I received my attunement was a one-on-one Zoom call with my mentor. And I was like, there's no way. It was stressing me out thinking that to make all these one-on-one Zoom calls when, you know, I'm watching the kids full-time during the day. So I was like, I don't know how I'm ever going to do that. And it was stressing me out, but at the same time, I was getting like messages that I'm meant to teach this to more than 10 people. And so I was like, what? How? And then she popped in. She's basically telling me like, I will be able to balance this. Like, I'll be able to balance my home life and the Reiki course, and everything's going to be fine. So I was like, cool, thanks, girl. And then in my mind popped up like an image of me giving like the Reiki attunements to like 40 of you all at the same time. And I was like, is that possible? That's not how I received mine, so I didn't know if it was even possible. And then I asked my Reiki teacher, did some Googling, and she's like, yeah, that's totally possible. Just for her, just for her, that never felt right. The one-on-one calls always felt right. So once I was like, whoa, I can do like my attunements over Zoom with like all of your beautiful faces. Now I understand why I kept getting messages like, this is for more than 10 people. This is not meant for just 10 people. Because I was like, should I cap it at 10 people? And I was like, no. Should I cap it at 20 people? No. 30 people? No. 40 people? No. And then I'm like, I'm just going to stop asking questions because you're not answering me. But it's because I'm not meant to cap it. So I'm really receiving a lot. Like, people need this more than ever, for other people, but really for themselves. So then these two cards came up, and I was like, I love this card. This is Ten of Swords, but she also, got a weird light thing going on. She also put this in as like everything is fine. So there's both cards in the deck. And then the Queen of Cups. So this was also me, which is basically holding space. So this is me holding space for all the people that are going to be in the course. Like holding space in a very loving, nurturing way for emotions, which was the other card that came out, to help people move through their emotions, to help people release emotions, and for healing. So, and then this was, sorry to say, this is you. The you as in people thinking about the course. So this is how a lot of people are feeling right now. They have a lot of things going on, a lot of feelings of wounds, unresolved wounds, but they're going along life being like, everything is fine, right? Like, you know, everyone knows this to some extent. So basically what I was getting from these cards and then later on was, this course is meant to teach you Reiki 1 and 2, and for you to get this certification, yes, but it's really going to be like a healing course mixed in with Reiki for you to really open up. So open up your channel, heal things that are ready to be healed, clear things that are ready to be cleared, and allowing you to be the most open, clear channel for you to then send that love out to people you love. So it's really meant first and foremost for you, and really healing what needs to be healed in you, giving you the tools to heal those things and send light to those things, or forgive those things, or clear those things, whatever they are. And then also for me at the beginning of each class to do something like that for you. So I'm picturing the beginning of each class, it's probably just going to be like 5 minutes, but just a quick little breath exercise, and then some sort of mini healing, whether we're clearing something like a habit, or whether we're clearing a relationship or an energy cord or anything like that, a chakra. So what I'm seeing now for this course is really that it's merging kind of like a few healing modalities with the crystals, the chakras, the pendulum, the Reiki, and what I'm really getting is like spiritual self-care. So this is like spiritual self-care in a package, and you receive a Reiki 1 and 2 certification along the way. And then pricing. So I was like, okay, well, 8 weeks. So when I took my Reiki 1 and 2 course, I think it was like $300 something. I got it on sale, so I think it was a little less than that when I bought it. And then, so I was like, well, if it's, now it's a 4-week course, and I'm like, well, I'm doing 8 weeks, so maybe I should double that amount. But then I was like, but you know, so that would be like, what, $600? But it's like, well, this is the first time I'm teaching it, so I think it'd be fun to do like less money for like that first group of people, to make it like more exciting. I don't know if that would make it more exciting, but for me it would be more exciting to be less money if I was buying it. And then, so I was planning on, what was it, $333? I was planning on $333. Like, well, that sounds fun, triple threes, right? And then I started just really feeling, once I was getting these cards with like, people need this, like, this is not like just something for fun, even though it is fun, and it will be fun, that to lower the price a little more. So $250 is where I am. I'm gonna stay there because that feels really good. I don't know if it'll be $250 right up until it starts, or just $250 for 2 weeks or something, like fun like that. But it's gonna be $250. I really was getting the message like, we need to lower the access point for people to be able to learn these modalities, so they can go and use them in their life and in other people's lives. So yeah, $250, 8 weeks, and it's going to be awesome. So totally let me know, either on this video later, or now, or through Messenger, If you have any questions that I didn't talk about, I know I kind of rambled, but that's kind of what I was going for with this call, is just throw a bunch of random stuff at you, and hopefully you can tell from that if that's something that's like feels good to you and sounds like, yes, I need to be in that course, or if you're like, no, which is also totally fine. And yeah, if it's for you, it's for you, and you will know. And if you don't know, because I remember with my Reiki Master Program, I talked back and forth to my Reiki teacher, and I was like, I don't know. It was a much bigger investment. I was like, I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I was like, can you just check in for me? So if you want me to check in for you, I can ask my pendulum, which is asking your guides or your higher self, whoever you want. I don't mind checking in for you, like if it's in your highest and best to say yes to this course and be a part of it. I can definitely do that for you. Just send me a message. I will not lie if it says no, I don't want you in there if it's not for your highest and best. So I will tell you the truth, I promise. And yeah, I think that's, so there is a Reiki 1 and 2 manual, which I'm pretty sure only I would have to buy and ship to you, so I would look into that. I'll look into that for you. I think it's $25. I don't know what shipping is. It's not, shipping books is really cheap, I know, but so you don't need the manual if you were to do this, but I just want you to know if any hidden costs would be, if you want the manual, that could be kind of like something else to plan for. I'm pretty sure it's like $25, and then if you want a pendulum, sometimes you can find like a piece of selenite. This is a small one, but like a piece of selenite that comes with like a crystal for each chakra and a pendulum. And this can be used as a wand also. So this could be your crystal wand. You could have your crystals, if you don't already have this, crystals that go like across with it, and a pendulum that gets sold. I think I've seen it even on Amazon for pretty cheap. Or I can send you the link for where I've bought mine. But I think those are the only random things you might want to buy if you were to say yes. But the course by itself, which you could also do and not buy anything, $250. Okay, so I'm gonna go because there's no way my child is gonna be quiet any longer. But I hope you are all doing well, and send me your questions. Obviously send me if you're a yes. And I'm hoping to do most things over PayPal, just so I can keep track of things easily. However, if that doesn't work for you, we can work something out. Is it Thursday? Yes. Happy Thursday. I'll talk to you later.